our summer series, and the Utah Mammoth defining moments. Hockey and sports in general can be broken down into unforgettable moments. Some moments chart the course of a franchise, if not an entire league. These moments can define a team's destiny for years to come, or be forgotten in the wind. Last Word on Hockey's summer series looks at these defining moments this time around, and looks at those that defy destiny. Today we discuss the team that completed its first season in the NHL, the Utah Mammoth, which was inherited from the Arizona Coyotes. The Mammoth defining moments. The Coyotes' final howl. The run-up. The Coyotes were a franchise that had to overcome many hardships, but they could not beat them all, and it led to the team's demise. After years of mismanagement and financial troubles, the time of the Yotes was over. Their eventual departure from Arizona was a slow-burning, often tumultuous story marked by financial hurdles, arena disputes, and a relentless search for stability. From the team's departure from Winnipeg and its inception in 1996 as the Phoenix Coyotes, there was always a change in some way. The moment. A difficult relationship with the state of Arizona took its toll on the Coyotes. The inability to come to terms on plans for a new arena really backed former team owner Alex Meruelo into a corner. Gila River Arena, now Desert Diamond Arena, terminated its lease with the Coyotes in 2021, essentially kicking them out. The situation forced the Coyotes to play their games at Mullet Arena on the campus of Arizona State University, a building that seated only 4,600 for hockey. While the arrangement was not morally or financially appealing, it was the only place that allowed the team to play their games. After 2 seasons at Mullet, a proposal was made for a new arena in Tempe. However, that proposal was ultimately rejected. While many other attempts were made by the organization, they were also unsuccessful. Meruelo finally decided time was up, and he had no choice but to suspend the team's operations. The 2023 to 2024 season would end up being the final curtain call for the Coyotes franchise. The NHL bought the team from Meruelo and needed to find another option. The aftermath. The Coyotes are now an inactive franchise that is under the total control of the NHL. It is unclear at this time if the team will ever return to league play. There is a greater chance the Coyotes never come back and are disbanded by the NHL. Unless someone takes a risk and buys the team from the league, the Coyote will never howl again. However, new rumors have been swirling about hockey possibly returning to Arizona, perhaps to revive the Coyotes. Meruelo still owns the Coyotes brand and has a 4-year window to build a team in Arizona. Other Mammoth-defining moments. A new beginning. While the end of the Coyotes franchise was unfortunate, it was also the start of a new era in the NHL. On April 13, 2024, the NHL announced relocation efforts to move the Coyotes to Utah. Then Ryan Smith came knocking. Smith is the current owner of the NBA's Utah Jazz, and he decided to capitalize on the situation. Smith bought all of Arizona's assets, including players, coaches, and draft picks from the league. Instead of relocating, an entirely new franchise was made and counted as an expansion team. Moving to Utah. Utah would be the home of the NHL's newest team. They play at the Delta Center, the same place the Jazz call home. On April 26th, the team was formally introduced there. Then on June 13th, the NHL announced that the sale was completed and they would be known as Utah Hockey Club during their inaugural season. They finished the season 7 points behind the St. Louis Blues, just shy of a wild card spot. This was important for the league because it resolved one of its biggest issues in Arizona in a fair and orderly fashion. They were also able to have a competitive team in Utah the next year, following the deactivation and sale of the Coyotes. It is certainly not how the league wanted things to end in Arizona, but credit is due for how fast the sale and team announcement progressed. Official name change. After completing their first season in the league in April, the Utah organization held a fan vote to decide the team's permanent name. The 3 choices were Hockey Club, Mammoth, or Outlaws. It was determined that the Mammoth won the vote, so the team's official identity is the Utah Mammoth. Named after the prehistoric animal from the Ice Age, it is a unique look for a team that plays in a state full of tall and various mountain ranges. This mattered for the team and the league because every team needs a permanent identity. The name lays the groundwork for a lasting legacy, paving the way for future success and enduring recognition. It creates a narrative that new hockey fans in Utah will be proud of. A distinctive and meaningful name guarantees the team's memory, celebration, and continued growth for years ahead. In closing, the NHL took a difficult situation and has turned it into opportunity. They came up with the perfect solution to the problem. Now, the Mammoth will be playing in their second season during the 2025 to 2026 year. The Mammoth will also look to make the playoffs for the first time in their history. While the book in Arizona has temporarily closed, a new chapter has just begun in Utah.